Howdy all you humdingers, it's me Kim from Discovering My True North. I am broadcasting not live, I'm alive, but video's not live, from Minneapolis, Minnesota. It's so good to see you. I have so much to catch you up on. Woo! Lots and lots of things to tell you about. So I flew to South Carolina. I was going to say Wisconsin. I'm always going to Wisconsin. I flew there, and that's where things got dicey. I went off the keto. For the first time in 5 months, I went off keto. And I gained 8 pounds. When I came back, I found out I had gained 8 pounds. I had been stalled for almost 2 months, though. I gained 8 pounds. I went right back on the keto. I said, holy shit, right back on it. And 5 days later, you guessed it, the 8 pounds went again. They're gone. Thank goodness. But a cool thing is, and I don't think this is like secondary to going off keto or a result of going off keto. I don't know what happened, but I did lose half a pound. I think even though I was out of ketosis, my body, I did so much that just the activity alone allowed me to lose a half a pound. So that's a half a pound of weight loss I hadn't seen before. So I was extremely happy about that. And it newly inspired me. So like I said, 5 days back on keto. I'm going to keep going. So gosh, let's just dive right into it. A couple of big things, non-scale victories that happened this week are I've found a bunch of these really cute sleeveless tops in South Carolina, and at the Goodwill. I like thrifting, and I'm not hating my shoulders. And the fact that I'm wearing sleeveless shirts is kind of a miracle. I've never worn sleeveless shirts in public, especially not at work, and I wore them to work. I rarely would wear shorts, only if I was going to a place where I didn't think there was going to be anybody there that I knew. And I've been wearing shorts, these denim shorts, all over the place, capris, and just feeling very confident. And that's in part because of the weight loss, but also because I just want to be who I am and not have to worry about what people are going to think about me anymore. So it's both of those things. And I think together it just it's just so free, to be able to do that, especially when it's so hot. I went to South Carolina. The heat index was 111, and it reminded me, it was very muggy. It's not dry heat, because you're close to the coast, and it was very rough. It was kind of tough to handle, but I think since I was lighter than I'd been before, that it wasn't quite so bad. But I'm referencing my sheet here so we don't end up with a 2-hour video, but I'm just going to go through a list of things I did and include some video. Friday I flew in and with one of Sam's friends, so we went together, and the first place we hit is the Waffle House. The grits, the waffles, that's where things went south. Because I decided, it was like a very calculated decision. I think I'm going to go off this. I'm stalled out, I want a waffle real bad. And so it was heaven. It was heavenly. I guess I'm a Southern girl when it comes to food. That's the only thing. But the Southern food I miss so very much. And it hit home. It just really was so comforting, and it was incredible. And after that, it was pretty much the end of the story. Friday evening, me, Sam, and Bess love to go pub crawling. We're not drunks, but we do like to go. I like to dance. We looked for a place to dance, and the place that had dancing had closed down like permanently. But we had a really nice dinner. We went to this place called Five Points, which is an entire area where a lot of people go out, especially college, but older people as well. And there's a lot of different pubs that you can just walk around to. So we went to one, and then we went to another one, which was called The Joint, where they play jazz, and just not modern jazz either, just the really good stuff. You know, I'm a big fan of jazz, love jazz. After that, we went to a place called the Rooftop, where you could actually, we had to take the elevator all the way up to get to the top, and you could see, it was so lovely. You could see the city of Columbia, because I was in Columbia, South Carolina, from the rooftop at night, and all the lights, and it was pretty beautiful. I had a couple of shots of amaretto, not knowing that they were $30 a shot. So you can imagine my surprise. I had to get the credit card out. Woo, that took me a while to get over that one. But it was lovely. And I enjoyed the amaretto. I don't know if I enjoyed it $30 worth, but it was pretty good. Then we went to this place where it was more of a college scene, and there was a lot of sing-alongs to the songs going on. I've seen that that's pretty popular nowadays, which I love, because I love to sing. It's almost like karaoke, except everybody in the whole place singing to these really popular songs. So yeah, amazing. So that was a lot of walking. That was a lot of walking, because we had to park our car, and we were just walking back and forth, blocks and blocks and blocks. And me and Bess had already walked a lot that morning through the airport, because it was the Minneapolis St. Paul airport, which we always fly out of, and it's a pretty big airport. Lots of steps in, which I'll tell you when I'm done with this video. Yeah, so the next morning, as you can imagine, we crashed. I was never so happy to see a single air mattress on the floor set up for me. I fell asleep and I woke up in the same position 9 hours later. So it was a very, very hectic day. So the next day, Saturday morning, Sam suggested we go to this marketplace downtown Columbia, which I guess is there every Saturday. And it was going to be hot scorcher, but we were there early in the morning, and it was quite lovely. Got some Italian coffee and met up with an old friend that I hadn't seen in like 4 or 5 years. Cody, if you're watching, shout out to you. I hugged him so hard I nearly squished his stuffing out. It was so good to see him. And he went walking around the market with us, so we were there walking for a good couple of hours. There was live music. Just about every couple of blocks there was live music, and it was pretty amazing. So just a lot more walking. See, and then later that day, I was like, "Is there anywhere we can swim?" I love the water so much. So, and I had this new bikini top and this skirt that I was just aching to wear. I've already worn it a couple different times this season, but so Sam's boyfriend's parents have a lovely home, and they were away on vacation, and they agreed to let us have a little pool party there. So we had some drinks, and we just kind of hung out in the pool. I did some laps, and then we just soaked, and it was 111 degrees outside of that pool, and in the pool it was pretty darn amazing. So that's a lot of activity. That evening, I was like, how am I going to have the energy to do this? I wasn't sure I was, because, gosh, this is just a lot of stuff for me. And we went to the Fort Jackson 4th of July celebration. And they had fireworks, of course. They had a laser light show there. They had live music. and it was really kind of moving because they had a whole section roped off of soldiers because we were on base. There were literally thousands of them, and they were chanting and singing along with some of the patriotic songs. It was very moving. Even with all that, it was really moving to just see them, and they were running and doing just these chants and things, and it was very moving. But it was overall, it was lovely. I don't even know how long. I think we ended up walking 6 miles altogether, there and back to our car. And so it was a lot of walking. So we got back, and Sunday, the next day, Sunday was packed. Because I remembered we had a park there where I raised my daughters called Sesquicentennial, and it was very nostalgic to me, and I hadn't seen it in like 5 years, and it was very moving. It's a beautiful park. It has a lake there, and they rent out kayaks. So you know what I did? Boom! I rented a kayak because I couldn't bring mine on the plane, so I rented one. And we all went out on the lake, and it was hot, so we were like splashing ourselves with water. So as long as there's water nearby, I can handle the heat and actually even enjoy it. But it's the same lake. Like 5 years ago, I went kayaking, and I weighed 360 pounds, and I could not get to shore by myself. This really nice young man came and pulled me to shore, and then I tried to get up and I could not, and he had to help me get up out of the kayak. I was really embarrassed, but I didn't regret going because I really wanted to go kayaking. But this time I was able to get my kayak off the rack, and I was able to get on the kayak, get out into the water, and then after an hour, because we rented them for an hour, I came back. I was able to bring the kayak up myself, row myself up to shore, and get out of the kayak quite easily, I might add, and put my kayak up on the rack by myself.
And then, Katie, you want to get
I tell you what, I was so happy because this is my goal. This has been my goal to be able to do these things myself, because I don't always want to have somebody there. And plus, it's just a rite of passage, getting strong enough to handle your own weight. And I'm not there yet, but it was a pretty big, significant accomplishment. And just like when I had my kayak that I bought out on the river, I insisted I did it myself. And guess what? I don't know if I told you, but I fell on my ass at least twice, I think 3 times, because the current was so strong. And I just kept getting up, and I was like, my cousin's like, you sure you don't want me to help? I said, no, I'm going to do this myself. So I did it, by golly. I capsized, and I had to get back on it, and which is really tough, in the river current. But anyway, it was absolutely beautiful. We did that for a while. Then we came back, and then Sam had set us up. My daughter Sam had set us up with salsa lessons. So we went there, and I thought, oh, it's going to be air conditioned. It wasn't. We were outside in 111 degrees. I had got this really cute linen, really kind of like salsa-y looking shirt that was just beautiful. And I wore it because I thought, well, we're going to be inside, right? And it was very light material because it was made out of like just a really light linen. And we were outside. So there was plenty of ice water there. And I was really shocked because this is the first time I've been salsa dancing. I was shocked at how quickly I picked it up. And it was so fun. And the first hour was lessons. And then the next 3 hours were the regulars. The instructor said they're going to be people that come in because they have a DJ and with salsa, and they're going to be people who come in looking to dance with people. First of all, I haven't danced with a man. I don't even know, in a really super long time. I haven't danced with anybody in a super long time, but I haven't danced with a man in an even longer amount of time. And 5 men asked me to dance. One was the instructor, but 5 men. And let me tell you something. When I went in, I thought salsa dancing was like line dance. You're dancing by yourself. I did not know that a partner is required. And I couldn't really dance. I tried it. I tried dancing with Bess. I tried dancing with Sam. But one person has to lead. And we, as women, we're not, I know this is really sexist. I'm sorry. As women, they're not teaching us how to lead. They're teaching us to follow your partner's lead. And so then I was pleased. I was happy that men were asking me. I was very flattered. It was like a confident booster, even though I know people just want to be there to dance, But then I asked 2 men, separate men, to dance, which I've never done before, ever. I've never asked a man to dance other than my husband. So that was another first. The sleeveless shirts, asking someone to dance. It was really, that was big. I mean, to some people it might not be a big thing, but to me it really was. I've been overweight and had zero confidence for many years, probably the majority of my adult life. So these are huge to me. Things that other people are probably going to be like, oh, that's whatever. So, and I get it. But for this little girl, for the little girl who was never picked for the team, you know what I mean? Does anybody relate to me? Until they found out I could kick ball like nothing else. I could run like freaking wind. I was this little fat ball firecracker just right down the field. And they're like, oh, let's get Kimmy to kick. So anyway, the salsa dancing was amazing. And I went back to work later and I told my coworkers about it because they're from Laredo, Texas, / Mexico. And they were really excited, and they'd seen my video online that I posted on Facebook, and he was like, oh, we need to learn double Dutch. So the next team meeting, I'm going to make everybody learn double Dutch. Actually, and I don't want to go on a dirt road here. I always do that with my conversations, but the first team meeting as supervisor, I had everybody learn the electric slide, and I videoed it and sent it to all the directors and the CEO. And they loved it. But anyway, that's me. I forgot to tell you, like, the most important part of the video. Not the most important part, but it was like the big buildup. Because I went over a decade without being able to walk. And my daughter, who I walked everywhere with her, me and Bess, all of us went together. She said, "Oh, I walked 12,000 steps today." I said, "What?" "Yeah, everything we did today was 12,000 steps." And that was one day. That was Friday. And then that didn't even include the hour of walking in the huge airport that me invested. So it was probably close to 14,000 steps, which I've never done in my life. So that was the big mile marker for me. And then the next day it happened again, because the next day was when we had to, we had gone to the market and we walked multiple blocks and miles there. And then we walked to the 4th of July celebration on the base, and we had to walk to the car and back. And that was also about 13,000 steps. And my knees didn't hurt. Nothing hurt. It was, there are no words. I just, that, like I said, these are ordinary things that probably a lot of people, it means nothing to. But for me, it was a lot. It was everything. And it's just, I'm not even a year out from my knee replacement. And I did the other one a year before that. I had it done last September. This is July. So it's not even a year out. And the things I'm able to do are just astounding me. It's just amazing. Good things can happen, guys, if we work really hard. So anyway, I just had to put that in there. It's amazing how, isn't that funny how you'll forget like the main thing, the most important thing that you really wanted to make sure you include in a conversation. And then, but anyway, there. So that's my weekend. In a nutshell. I have a story for you. This is, truth is stranger than fiction. My hair is wet, so I'm sorry. It's just kind of, truth is stranger than fiction. When I got on the plane Friday, there was this lovely couple and their lovely little baby. I was sitting between them. I said, "You know what? You guys sit together." So they sat together, but they were still next to me, hacking, like really bad, croupy hacking. And yeah. So I got off the plane. I had my weekend in South Carolina. I was in 22B seat 22B, right over the wing. I got back in line to get back on another plane to come home. It was 19B. In the line, I was just, not really paying attention. I look in front of me and there's a little redheaded baby. And I said, "No. What are the odds?" No. So it was taking a while to get on the plane. And the line was moving slow. We finally get into the plane, and I'm going down. I'm looking up at the things to see, okay, 5, 6, row 10, row 12. I finally get to 19. I'm like, oh, over here. I look down. The same couple with a baby. It's not even the same row. I said, "Long time no see. What are the odds?" And they looked at me like, they were still hacking. And the baby was still obnoxious, squirming and crying for 2 hours. Babies are doing what babies are doing, right? You can't hate on them. So anyway, I get back and my throat's hurting. My throat actually started hurting Monday morning. Actually Sunday night after salsa dancing, and then I went kayaking, and what was the other thing? We went to lunch. We did all that, and my throat was hurting a little bit, and I thought, shit. But at least it waited, until I got home. So I got home and I got really sick. I ended up taking a day to work from home, remotely for work. And I've been kind of weak, actually just really resting. I was going to go kayaking again and go dancing with some friends up in St. Cloud. They're about an hour from my house. And then I was going to go out to Wisconsin to see my mom and Emily, my daughter. And I didn't want to get them sick. So I stayed here. It's been a very lovely weekend. It's Sunday and I got pretty stir crazy. So I got this new cordless vacuum that's changed my life. And I've just been cleaning and organizing, just keeping my crud to myself. But I'm ready to get out there again. I think it's for years of being just so, kind of a hermit, I think, that it just feels weird to spend a lot of time at home. I mean, not that I don't like my own company. I love my own company. My daughter's here, my middle daughter. She lives with me. We were both kind of cleaning the apartment together. But, yeah, I'm just gotten so used to being very social. I've already got breakfast and activities planned for tomorrow with coworkers. Because I'm going to take that cordless vacuum and clean up my car with it. Things that you don't care about. But anyway, I have to share them with you, and you have to listen if you're still watching. So, life is good, man. Life is good. The takeaway, your life changes. Oh, also, the tight 14 is no longer tight. I am officially in a size 14. And I'm very excited that I have broke my stall, and I hope that is a trend and not a fluke. So anyway, if you are enjoying this content, please keep coming back and let me know how you're doing. I meant it when I talked about doing the 24-hour fast every week. I posted a video about that. I thought it'd be fun if some of us, even if it's just a few or a handful, I don't want it to be like 100-day juice fasting again. But if that's something you would like to do, I'm thinking I'm going to do that really soon, maybe Tuesday. It doesn't have to be on the same day because I'm pretty much posting weekly videos. I wanted to do two weekly videos, but life's been really super busy. But I think that's something I'm gonna aim for in the future. I hope I haven't forgotten anything. I think that's it. Anyway, I hope things in your world are fantastic. And you know what's so cool is that since this is my content about postmenopausal empty nesters, I'm gonna be 60 next year. This is, I don't know, because I haven't looked up any videos like that. It's just the videos I'm creating. And now the algorithm for YouTube is showing me all these older ladies, some even 80-something, that are going kayak or canoeing and kayaking and hiking and talking about how life is better than it's ever been. And I just really encourage you, if you're my age or approaching my age or older than my age, then I just really encourage you to look this up. Because like I said, we're underrepresented. The mainstream media, they're all about the 20 and 30 years olds. 20 and 30 years olds. Also, I did a glamour day. I have this really cool gel kit with a UV lamp. And I did my toenails too. I'll insert a picture over here. Anyway, have the most wonderful week ever. See you on the flip side.